The Belchertown United Church of Christ Playhouse is putting on a special performance in celebration of Belchertown's 250th anniversary. And joining us to share more about this community play are Reverend Todd Farnsworth, Alana Young, and Sam Farnsworth. Welcome, everybody.
Great
to have you here.
Great to be here.
The play that you're putting on is Our Town. What is it all about?
It's a story written, play written by Thornton Wilder, and it's about a small town. And it's the lives, the loves, and the deaths that go on inside this small town. It's kind of a slice of life and death of a small town.
How is this performance very unique and special?
The way we've chosen to, I'm the director and producer, and what I did was we cast out of people in the community who actually play similar roles as the characters in the play. So we have a doctor who plays a doctor, we have a police officer who plays a police officer, and we have the folks from Beers and Story Funeral Home in Belchertown who have all studied to play the parts of the Undertaker.
So they're acting, but they're not really acting.
Yeah, because they're not sure who's going to be on call at a certain point. So,
right.
So they all have to, I don't know each night who's going to step in. And then all the clergy in Belchertown are taking one performance, and they're going to do the wedding between George and Emily, the two characters who get married during the play. So that's
very fun. Very fun for the community to see, these people who are in their community acting as what they do for a living. It's very interesting. Yeah. And how has the rehearsal process been for you both?
Oh, it's been a bit tiring. It's been going since July, I want to say, with some rehearsals. And because, as my dad said, we have people from all over the place coming in, we had to sporadically rehearse it. Like, we wouldn't necessarily do scenes in order of how they actually work. We would be doing scenes from Act 3 at the beginning and then go back and do Act 1 like a few weeks ago.
So it's got to be tricky.
It's tricky, yes.
But at the same time, having people is actually very helpful because, of course it involves the community, but it's also easier for me to look at the policeman in the play as the guy who actually taught me self-defense in 5th grade. So
that's true.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, I would imagine. And what are the event details? How can people go and see it?
They can see it at the Belchertown United Church of Christ, 18 Park Street in Belchertown, October 21st, 22nd, 28th, and 29th. Those are both Friday nights, and they're at 7 p.m.
And a portion of the proceeds goes to the Belchertown Historical Society.
Yep, 1/3 of the proceeds. We want to make sure that the story of our town, Belchertown, continues, and so we're giving the money to the Belchertown Historical Association.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm sure the play is going to be a very fun night out for everyone that goes to see it.
We hope
and
so.
Sam and Alana, you guys can go get set up for your scene. And Todd, why don't you set the scene? What are we about to see?
So in the second act, George and Emily get married, and there's a flashback to the day that they discovered that they really loved each other. And the day didn't start out so well, as we'll see in this part of the scene, but it moves on to greener grass, as they say.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much for coming.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
And you can learn more about their upcoming performance of Our Town by visiting belchertownucc.org. And now we'll get a sneak peek of the play featuring actress Alana Young as Emily Webb and Sam Farnsworth as George Gibbs.
I can't, Louise. I've got to go home. Oh, Ernestine, can you come over tonight and do Latin? Oh, isn't that Cicero thing the worst? Well, tell your mother you have to. Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Fred.
Oh, Emily, can I walk home with you?
Why, yes, it isn't far.
Oh, excuse me 1 minute. Bob, if I'm a little late, start practice without me. And give Herb some good high long ones.
Goodbye, Lizzie.
Goodbye, Lizzie. Congratulations on your election, Emily.
Thank you.
Emily, why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Well, then why you been treating me so funny?
Well, if you've asked, I might as well tell you outright, but... Oh, goodbye, Mrs. Corcoran.
Oh, goodbye, Miss Corcoran. What were you gonna say?
Well, I don't like the change that's come over you this past year. And I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings to say it, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
A change? What do you mean?
Well, up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot. And I used to watch you while you did everything because we'd been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time at baseball. And then you never stopped to talk to anyone, not to your own family, you didn't. And George, it's a fact, ever since you've been elected captain, you've been acting awful stuck up and conceited, and all the girls say so, and it hurts me to hear him say it, but I've got to agree with him a little because it's true.
I didn't notice such a change was happening. I guess it's hard for a fella not to have a few faults creep into his character.
Well, I always expect a man to be perfect, and I think he should be.
Well, I don't think it's possible to be perfect.
Well, my father is, and as far as I can tell, your father is, and there's no reason on earth why you shouldn't be too.
But I see it the other way around, that men aren't naturally good and that girls are.
Well, you might as well know right now that I'm not perfect. It's not as easy for a girl to be as perfect as a man because we girls are more nervous, and no, I'm sorry I said all that to you. I don't know what made me say it.
Emily?
Now I'm starting to see that it's not the truth at all.
Emily, would you like to go and get an ice cream soda or something before you go home?
Why, yes, I would.